Buenas noches, estudiantes. Well, we're going to be looking at reflexive verbs and stem-changing verbs one last time. So this truly will be the last time that we spend this time on the present tense version anyway. You may look at this again in the preterite or imperfect tense. But anyway, let's just review. Okay, so first of all, remember, reflexive verbs are verbs where the action is reflected back onto the doer, okay, the subject of the sentence or the verb, the person who's doing the action. So, remember, you can always tell if a verb is reflexive because it'll end in a se in the infinitive form. So, bañarse means to bathe oneself, and sometimes it can also mean to take a bath. So remember, when you're conjugating, you have to change the se to reflect the person who's doing the action. So if I'm doing the action, the pronoun has to be me. If you familiar are doing the action, it has to be te. If he, she, or you formal are doing the action, it would be se. And then if we are doing the action, it's nos. And if it's they or you all are doing the action, then it would be se. Okay, remember, you have to have those pronouns along with your conjugated verb. Now, because bañar, bañarse, bañar, is just a normal AR verb, there's no stem change, so you can just conjugate it like a normal AR verb, and then you don't have to worry about any stem change in this part. So you get me baña would be I bathe or I take a bath. Te bañas would be you familiar take a bath. And so on and so forth. Okay, so let's look at the next screen. Okay, now here's an example of a reflexive verb also being a stem changer. Okay, so despertarse is an E to IE stem change. And remember, the way you determine if it is in which vowel you're going to stem change is by counting from the back. Now, I've been telling you it's 2 from the back, but if it's a reflexive verb, you actually have to do 3 from the back, okay, because you're adding another vowel here. Okay, so if it's a reflexive verb, you have to count 3 from the back, okay, 3 vowels. So 1, 2, 3 is going to give you this E, okay? So if it's a reflexive verb, count 3 vowels from the back, okay? Alright, so this E is the one that we're going to be stem changing. And remember, it's going to change to an IE when you conjugate it. Okay, so right here, you see the despierto. Instead of it being desperto, which it would be if it wasn't stem changing, you get despierto. So don't do that. And then again, you have your reflexive pronoun that goes with the O form. Okay. All right. So don't forget you stem change in all the forms except for the nosotros form. I'll put a big underlining. This is where you do not stem change. Okay, one last thing that I thought was good. I really liked this little, this image, because it shows you all the key components of conjugating and working with stem-changing verbs that are also reflexive. Okay, so in yellow, they're showing you the all of the reflexive pronouns. Okay, so they're saying you have to remember that. Okay, you also have to remember to stem change, and they're showing you that in green. And then you also have to remember to put the right ending on the end of your verb. So there are 3 things that you have to remember when you're working with reflexive stem changers. But you can do it, okay? And you've been doing it this whole time, and now you're going to this is just going to seal the deal for you, and you're going to be an expert after this. Just remember, nosotros is the one that we don't stem change, okay? And they're just showing you there. It stays in O right there. Okay. So this was just a nice review, and I want you to go to your lesson assignment and see what I have for you there, and then don't forget to check your reference section. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time in class. Hasta luego.